What's going on, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in to the Run Stretch Tech YouTube channel. So today, I'm going to be talking about my experience during the Fort Bend half marathon, which was my first half marathon. Even during my training, I never got to a half marathon. And in fact, during this training was my first time doing a 10K. Now, there was a time where I participated in a 5K with my wife, but we just pretty much walked that entire thing. At that time, we had a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. And so we just kind of walked that one. Now we have 12-year-old, 10-year-old, 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And our life has totally changed since then. But I wanted to give you guys, my story. And for me, I wanted to, run half marathons, 10Ks, full marathons since I was 26 years old. Now I'm 39 and a half years old. I finally got to the point where I could actually run a half marathon. Now, there were a lot of injuries along the way. In fact, in 2011, I was training for a triathlon, ruptured my Achilles tendon, got a little bit more involved with yoga, as that was my main source of kind of recovering. After that, over the last couple of years, I would train, injuries would occur. What I discovered was, for me, I'm a person that can't run every single day. So I got the discipline to run one day, sit out one, run one day, sit out one. Now, I have built myself up to when I do a long run, the following day I can do a recovery run, but I'm not going to push past that because I understand my body and what it needs from me. So from that perspective, the biggest thing that I had to learn was my body, how it would respond, what works for me, and then not having a big ego and sticking to that. Now, mentally, yes, even, in my 20s, oh yeah, I can do this, I can run every single day. I finally got to the point where I said, you know what, I'm gonna let my body take the lead, I'm gonna listen to my body, and then I'm gonna build on a solid foundation. And so that's what I'm doing now. Now, to get more specific about my running history, during my adult years, yes, I've had times where I would run a mile, and I could remember thinking 2 miles was just so much, right? So if I had a moment of doing 2 miles, that was like the best thing in the world for me. And when I was a kid, right, I'm talking middle school, I did run track in middle school, but I was more of a jumper. So I would go down state every year for the long jump, high jump. I received medals in the high jump, I think, back-to-back years, and maybe the long jump my 7th grade year. And I was also a part of the 4x100 in 7th and 8th grade. Now, when I got to high school, I attempted track, but I would get injured every year, and I would get injured before the season even started. So just that phase of training, getting your body up to speed, I couldn't even make it to that point in high school. And so to think about where I am now is just deeply incredible. Now, for this actual race, I remember going into it thinking, you know what, I'm just going to stick to my race. I'm going to do, 10 minutes and 30 seconds per mile, just between 10 minutes and 30 seconds to 11 minutes per mile. And I went into it thinking, you know what, I'm not going to allow myself to be moved by the crowds, the other people that were participating, and not allow them to get me off my game. Really, I'm not blaming them, but I did get off my game, and I don't even know how it happens. Like, when you're first starting to run, I hear my phone telling me, or the app on my phone, which Strava I use, telling me, hey, you're doing 10 minutes per mile. And I remember thinking, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm feeling great. The second mile, I think I did 9 minutes and 30 seconds a mile. And I'm thinking to myself, oh yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep moving. So I get to mile 3, and then we started going up a hill. I think it's the street is Boys Scooter Scout Road. And I remember thinking, man, I didn't practice hills. And my body started to, really feel that hill on mile number 3. And so I'm not gonna lie to you guys, every time there was like an incline or some sort of hill, my brain was telling me you didn't practice this, and I would get frustrated because I didn't know what to expect. Yes, I could have kind of checked out the route, which I know to do now, I'm sorry, but I could have checked out the route. I didn't do that, and I paid for it. But I pretty much kept between 10 minutes a mile to about 10 minutes and I say 45 seconds a mile for the first 10 miles. And then once I got to mile 10, I'm going into a mile 11. And at this point, we're slowly starting to work our way. And I'm saying we, it's really me running it by myself. And when I say that, I don't mean nobody else was there, but I wasn't running with a team. I wasn't running with, a partner or someone that was pacing me. So I complete mile 10. At this point, I am tired, but I'm still running 10 minutes and some change. I approach mile 11, so we start going up this hill. I think it's called Kill Hill. And I had no idea this was coming. And so I remember thinking to myself, man, why am I so tired? So I'm going up this hill and I'm struggling. I'm huffing and puffing. I'm getting frustrated, but I'm still having fun. And the most valuable lesson I learned from this experience is to add hill training to my repertoire. And so right now I have the mindset that I can't let that hill defeat me. So a time or two out of the week going forward, I'm going to be going to that hill and I'm going to be conquering it every week because I just can't go out like that. Now, I get to mile 12. I'll say after mile 12, you're starting to come out of that high hill, the Kill Hill. We start to come back onto Lee Road, I think it is. But Lee Road is like an incline. And I still remember being frustrated, like, man, I should have known better than this and practiced more on these hills and these inclines. So I struggled a little bit there. I would say the last 2 miles, I came in at like 12 minutes a mile, like mile 12 and 13. I think my worst mile was mile 11. I think it was like 14 minutes a mile, but the previous 10 were all like well under 11 minutes a mile. Like between, well, I mentioned the quickest was like 9 minutes and 30 seconds. And then like 10 minutes and 30 seconds. That kind of was my range overall. So that mile 11 really messed up my time. Although my goal for this particular run was to just to finish, which I did do. I finished the race. But during the race, your mind is like, I could do better than this. Why am I not doing as well as I should be? But I just take it as a good experience, right? So I'm not going to let it derail me. In fact, I'm going to be doing I think it's called the CNO Financial Indianapolis Monumental Half Marathon, which is going to be November the 9th. So my training is going to continue. So I have a decent foundation, but I'm going to build on top of that. And then my wife and I are going to Seattle and the week after the Monumental Marathon, and I'll probably do something there too. I don't know if it's going to be a 10K or another half marathon, but I'll let you guys know on this channel. But the biggest things I would say, from this race is just continue to have fun. Don't beat yourself up too much. And the thing I like about this type of training, this type of atmosphere, it's a great community, which I saw for the first time of runners. But ultimately, this is a me versus me type of experiment, right? And so my goal is to just mentally get better every week, physically get better every week, spiritually get better every week. And so this is something that I will be able to do through running. Okay. Now, as far as the rest of the year goes, my goal is to really work my way up to, well, not, I would say to start to get more into formation for a full marathon. Yes, I probably could do one now. I could probably do a flat full marathon, no problem, as I know the hills are my weakness. But I would say early next year is when I'll probably attempt a full marathon. Maybe, February, March, April, somewhere in there. But until then, I'll continue to focus on this half marathon and get a little closer to getting under 2 hours if possible, or just close to 2 hours. Now, this particular time, my time was like 2 hours and 26 minutes. And for those of you that were a part of the race, you probably will see mine in there, 2 hours, 26 minutes. So I came in at an average of 11 and 10 minutes per mile. And so, hey, I'll take that. I'm not necessarily proud of that, but I'm happy I finished. I'm happy I participated. And I'm happy that I, decided to go through with this. And I thank my wife for getting me signed up for this. This was actually a Father's Day gift. And this is just the beginning, okay? So overall, I just wanted to let you guys know how things turned out for me. Turned out great. I was tired. I was really tired. I'm not gonna lie, my body was sore, but I've been doing the deep tissue massages. I've been doing the stretching. I've been getting my nutrition back in order. And one thing I did notice after running was I lost like 5 pounds, and I'm assuming that was water weight. So I'm at this point, I'm rehydrated. I'm ready to go. I've done a recovery run yesterday. That was 2 miles. Little bit of a rough start, but I would say about a half a mile in, I was feeling pretty good, and that was something that I really needed to do. So today is going to be a rest day for me, and this rest day is really going to consist of like some resistance training, which I had not done throughout that entire training. So the training for me was about 12 weeks. And in fact, before I even started running, I started off walking. So there was like an entire month where I would walk, and then after that, I would start to walk and then run, walk and then run. And then I worked my way up to 1 mile as a base. And, 3 times a week, I would run. 2 of those days would be 1 mile, 1 would be 2, and then I would slowly work my base up to where I got to the point where my base runs were 5 miles, and the max run I had done was like 10 miles. And so through this experience, I've learned how to taper. I now know that I need more nutrition than I ever thought I did while I'm running to keep my energy up. And I had one of those backpacks that had my liquid in it, which was Gatorade. And now I'm thinking maybe I should have still stopped at some of those stations and took, some liquids, because I kind of ran out. Even though I had a lot, I ran out. I learned I'm the person that sweats a lot when I run. So from that perspective, it was just a learning experience. As far as the energy gels, I think I did pretty good on those. I had 2 bananas, well, a banana and a half. One of my bananas actually fell when I was trying to eat it, which was a bummer. I really needed that half a banana. So maybe the next half marathon, I'll have 3 to 4 bananas. I'll keep the same amount of gels. I think I used 3. That was good enough for me. But going forward, I'm going to be working that hill. I'm going to be incorporating resistance training. So I'll be doing walking lunges, step ups, and other single leg workouts to get my legs stronger, because I got to get these legs stronger. Okay, so I think I rambled enough, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. How was your experience if you ran this? To those of you guys that were, in the top 100, top 50, top 25, I saw you guys out there moving. For those of you guys that were right there in range with me during the finish line, I saw you. I'm sorry I couldn't give you guys a push or talk a little bit more because I had nothing left. But congratulations to everybody that finished this race. I hope for those of you that didn't finish, and maybe some of you guys that were injured, get back to health so you can get back there out there with us, okay? So I'm out, guys. Peace.